I'm Tania Rogers, and you're listening to Mindful Hustler, the podcast helping entrepreneurs get out of their heads and onto building their dreams. Together, we're building businesses while balancing minds. Let's dive in. Welcome back to Mindful Hustler, the podcast where ambition meets alignment. Today, I'm diving into two game-changing habits that completely transformed my business and my life. We're talking consistency and discipline. If you've ever felt stuck, overwhelmed, or like you're constantly starting and stopping in your business journey, this episode is for you. Because let's be real, motivation fades, but discipline, that's what builds empires. Get cozy, grab your favorite snack, tea, or coffee, and let's get into it. Let's be honest. So many entrepreneurs, especially when first starting out, rely on motivation. But here's the hard truth. Motivation is fleeting. It's that burst of energy when you're inspired, but it doesn't last. What does last is discipline and consistency. Motivation is temporary. It's super great for starting, but really unreliable and unsustainable. Self-discipline is that muscle that keeps you going when you don't feel like doing it. Consistency is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. I've struggled with consistency for so many years, especially when I first was starting my business. I felt so productive. I would be, creating all of these ideas and implementing them. And I just felt like I was on top of the world. And then weeks or months would go by and something would happen and I would stop. Honestly, most of the time it was days that would go by, let's be real, and I would stop because life happens, right? Like I was in school, friends, family, things happen, and I would just get in the habit of pausing for a while. And then a day would turn into a week would turn into a month turns into you looking back like, whoa, where did the time go? It's like 2 years and you haven't picked up where you left it. That was my story for so many years. It's funny. I would have a running document of just like ideas and progress. And when I would look back and I would see the date and it would be like a year or two, and it felt like it was only like a month. That's when I realized like, wow, okay, I just thought I did this yesterday, but really it was like last year. That's when I knew, okay, my consistency is really, really bad. It's really holding me back. Another area that I saw this in, and I think this was the biggest eye opener for me, is in my weight journey. So just a little bit of background. Managing my weight was never a thing for me until I hit 30, and I'm 34 now, but I would say maybe a little bit before 30, maybe like 27, 28, I would say. So I never developed those tools to manage my weight. I would eat whatever I wanted to. I never worked out. The only thing that I did do was yoga. I mean, that's a form of working out, but it was really more yoga for enjoyment. I didn't do it to manage my weight or anything like that. I was just always naturally fit and athletic. And then, you hit 30 and your body changes. And so I didn't have the mindset or the skills to reach my goals that I wanted to. And then I had kids. I have two kids now. After my first kid, of course, I gained the baby weight. And that's when I really started to look into how to lose weight in a healthy way, how to maintain it, and things like that. Then I had my second child last year. And I felt like I had lost control over my personal weight journey. It was so difficult for me to do. And so I started my weight loss journey. I should call it my fitness journey, really, after baby number two, like 8 weeks postpartum. And I lost a lot of weight. I would say I lost maybe like 15 pounds over the span of like 3 months or so. I was walking every day. I was eating a clean diet. I was doing so many things. I really was, I was on the right path to my goals. And then, and I should know, I was actually tracking it this time so I could see the visual effects. I use MyFitnessPal, and it's a free app, and you can put like your goals in, your weight journey goals, and it'll give you a graph, and you can put in like pictures, week by week pictures of it and everything like that. And so, I had a plan, I was doing it. I could look back at the graph and see that I actually was making progress. The line graph was going down. And then after a while, I started to plateau. And then after a while, I actually started to slip backwards. And so I could see the line on the graph staying stagnant and then going up a little bit. And that's when I realized, okay, what is it? Why am I hitting a plateau? What am I doing that I'm not actually pushing forward? And I really had to take a hard look at my habits and myself and say to myself, okay, you're actually being really inconsistent with what you had been doing the past 3 months. You're eating clean, but only sometimes, right? Like, so for instance, for me, I would have a day or two, actually, not even a full day. I would have part of the day where I would eat pretty clean. Then I would have a dessert or something, like something sweet. And I'm not even really a sweet person, but my hormones were dropping, my body was recovering. I just wanted to feel good and to, a quick instant gratification. And so that's when I would reach for, like a brownie or a cookie. Then I would have a drink, right? Like a glass of wine or two at night. Maybe it was, if I didn't have wine, it was tequila, like a club mixed with club soda, like something to just help me to relax. I'm newly postpartum, I have an infant and a toddler, and I just want to relax. And so that's how I would justify it. But what would happen was I would drink and then I would want to eat bad food. So I would have a drink or two, and then I would eat chips. I would eat whatever was around really that just made me feel good. And then I started to realize, okay, this is why you're not making progress. It's super inconsistent. I would have part of the day clean, or sometimes I would get a full day clean. And then the next day, it was like I would justify, I did well yesterday. I can have this cookie. I did well 2 days ago or 2 days in a row. I can have this drink. And it just made me really, really inconsistent. And also, because I was inconsistent with just lifestyle in general, I was also inconsistent with my business. And it makes it really hard, especially when you're multi-passionate and or if you have a business that has many different legs. It's hard to streamline a process if you are inconsistent. Your business is only going to be consistent as you. And so I didn't have any self-discipline. The game changer for me was I did this challenge called 75 Hard. It's a mental toughness challenge. A lot of people think it's a fitness challenge, but it's actually a mental toughness challenge where you do 5 or 6 tasks a day. The same task in a row for 75 days straight. And if you miss a task, you have to start over. It's self-monitored, so there's nobody checking in on you. There's no accountability other than yourself, really. And that's what makes it really, really hard. But if your why is big enough, you can stick to it. And so my why was realizing that I had this amazing business that I had built over the years, even though it was in an inconsistent way. I still built it. It took me way longer than it probably should have, but I built it. I really wanted to see it through and also be the best mom and wife that I could be, and best version of myself that I could be. So my why was really, really strong. I knew that if I didn't master consistency and discipline, I would not be able to master anything in my life, right? Because let's be real, the bottom line is everything falls down to consistency and discipline. Anything in your life, any goal that you have, if you don't have consistency and discipline around it, it's not going to go far. It'll take a very long time to build what you're trying to build or do what you're trying to do. Most of the time you get burnt out from not having it and you stop. So for me, it was this 75 hard challenge that really kicked me into this like systematic, progressive machine, I would say. And so just a little bit of background on the challenge. You do like 5 or 6 tasks a day. I'm a little crazy, so it's a little bit intense. I know it's not for everyone. It's actually really controversial. And so it might not be for you, but it works for me and I just want to share it. So the tasks are read 10 pages in a book daily for 75 days. And it can't be a fiction book. It has to be nonfiction, like a self improvement, business, something that's going to improve whatever you're trying to improve. So 10 pages a day, drink 1 gallon of water, pick a diet and stick to it. So, what I love about the challenge is it doesn't tell you what diet to follow, it just says pick one and stick to it, depending on your goals. So, for me, mine was calorie deficit because I wanted to lose weight. So I picked calorie deficit and then 2 workouts a day, one indoor, one outdoor. This was definitely challenging, but again, what I love about the challenge is it doesn't tell you which workouts to do or what workout plan to follow. It's all according to your goals. So for me, I just wanted to build muscle and lose weight. And so my workouts really were cardio. Like I bought a little mini stepper so that I could do it when the kids went to sleep indoors. And then also I would take a walk every single night. Or if I was lucky during the day with the kids, I would get them out. So 2 45-minute workouts, one indoor, one has to be outdoors. And the reason why it has to be outdoors is because it makes it really inconvenient. And so you learn to get things done even when it's not convenient, especially when it's not convenient. And then the next task, a progress pick. So take a daily progress pic. This actually was the most annoying part to me for whatever reason. I just hate taking pictures. And so it felt like this felt like the biggest task. But what you'll find is that you learn your rhythm of how to get shit done when you don't feel like doing it. And so for me, it was like, I need to get things done early. So I would wake up. First thing when I wake up, I would go in the bathroom, brush my teeth, do all the things, get into my underwear and bra and take the progress pic. That was like my quick way of doing it. I would then take my book out and read 10 pages. Then after the 10 pages, I would fill up my half gallon water bottle and I would drink, I would start to drink that. Right then and there, it's like half the battle done. Then if the kids aren't awake by then, I would do my first workout. If they did wake up already, I would figure out how to do a workout while they're eating breakfast. Then my second workout would be most of the time at night. I would take a walk while they were sleeping. And so, you find your rhythm. And I think what was just really game changer for me was after the first couple of days, I'm forgetting one. Wow, this is a really big one. No drinking alcohol. I forgot about that one. That's another rule. No drinking alcohol. I thought that that was going to be harder for me than what it was. It was probably only hard for like the first week. And then I saw the benefit and it was really fine. I found my rhythm. I found what was really empowering was I would do things when I was extremely tired. There were so many nights where it was like 1 in the morning and I needed to do my second workout. And I would actually go outside and walk. I would just walk on my block. I wasn't crazy. Like I wouldn't walk all around, but I would walk for 45 minutes on my block. My husband definitely thought I was losing my mind or cheating. Just kidding. But but I would do it. And the more I actually did it, like I would just focus on winning the day. The more I would win the day, it was like, wow, I really did that. I really did that and I can do it again tomorrow. And it was those moments where I actually had to wake myself up after being in a dark room, putting my baby to sleep at like 8 p.m. And I would come out of the room and I would wake myself up and be like, okay, you have to do what you said you were going to do. Let's do your workout or let's drink that last half of gallon of water. And I would do it. This was so game changer for me because it really just taught me you can do hard things even when you don't want to do it. And then I lost 40 pounds. I mean, I look back, I lost 25 pounds while on the 75 hard challenge because my whole weight loss journey was 6 months in total. If I didn't find that challenge, I would have been slipping back. So, key takeaways, the shift happened when I stopped waiting to feel like it and started committing to a plan, whether I felt like it or not. So, after I finally developed consistency, I also made a commitment in my business to certain things that I knew I could stick to. And I knew that my mindset had changed because it started to scare me. I realized, like, wow, like if I could do anything I want to now and reach any goal that I want to now, what's my limit? What are my goals now? I need to rethink my goals. My goals need to be higher. Right. And so it started to actually scare me, but it's so empowering. It's like I feel like I mastered myself in certain ways. So I feel like I am the key to the success. There's nothing outside of me. I am the thing that is going to allow me and my business to succeed. And so this is an invitation to you to pick some key habits that you want for your life and for your business and do a challenge. Challenge yourself. Maybe it's not the 75 hard challenge, but challenge yourself to show up consistently for X amount of days, maybe 30 days, maybe 60 days. And you do the same task every single day. It's not a once a week thing. It's really transforming your lifestyle, right? So pick those goals, fit them into your day. And it's funny, you may not think you have the time to fit it into your day, but if you really challenge yourself, you realize that you can actually make the time no matter what. No matter what, you can. So, discipline, it's not about willpower. It's about setting up systems and making it easier for yourself to be consistent. And so, think about the way that you work. If you're a morning person, get it done early. Like, get in the rhythm of making a routine for yourself that's going to support that consistency. Another big thing that helped me shift my consistency problem is shifting my identity around the goals that I wanted to be consistent with. Over time, the more and more you do something, the more it becomes your lifestyle. And now you can identify with being a person that does this. And so for me, it was, you know, I am the type of person that does things even when I'm tired because I know that I can. I adopted that as my identity. I'm showing up in the world as someone who does that. And then the more you adopt that identity, the more pride you take in it. At least that's how it was for me. I think being able to keep your word to yourself is the biggest game changer ever because you no longer look for like a silver bullet. You know that you can do it and it takes small daily deposits and steps to build it, but there's nothing stopping you. Thanks so much for listening, guys. If this episode resonated with you, find us on Instagram at Mindful Hustler Podcast, or you can send questions and comments to mindfulhustlerpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks so much for listening. If you like this episode and you don't want to miss another, make sure you subscribe. See you next time.